Okay guys, I'm trying to do this from a still shot. So what I have before me is my handy dandy mannequin head. I'm going to start from the back. The cap is inside out. What I'm going to do is sew tracks around the cap, which I already have marked off here that I measured from ear to ear. I'm going to put a 12-inch in the back and a 8-inch in the front, just so when I flip the wig cap over and I get done sewing the hair, you won't see any tracks when the wind blows, whatever. And I learned this method from Peak Mill here on YouTube, and I also watch Miss Shonda for videos. I think I said her name right. And again, this is the hair, and I have 6 pre-threaded needles, which are here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna do most of it on camera due to time, and also because I want to catch up on my shows, so I don't want that playing in the background. But I'll come back when I'm at least halfway done with the wig so you guys can see. The only time I cut a track is when I'm going to sew it underneath the wig. Like I said, so I can flip the wig over, the wind blows, whatever. You won't see any naps or edges, you'll just see a track. So I want to show you how I get the track started. I'm actually going to sew here above the cap line, because if you sew on the cap line, you won't be able to stretch the wig over your head. So I'm going to start the needle here. This is my pre-threaded needle, and all you do is just unwind that, and this one's pretty long. So you basically want to stick the needle above this cap line here. You want to pull it all the way through. Make sure the thread isn't tangled, especially if it's pre-threaded, because the thread's probably going to be super long. I'll pull it through until the knot stops. I then take the first track. I put the needle through the weft, unless your weft is super thick like mine, because it's double wefted. If you can't get the needle through the weft, and this is a fairly dull needle, it's one of my backup needles. If you can't get the needle through the weft, just basically sew under the weft and make a loop. So I got the needle through the weft, and what I'm doing now is trying to pull the thread all the way through without getting it tangled or caught up in the track. So basically, once you do that, you've just gotten your track started. So that's basically under, and when I go through again, it's going to be over. And I know there's a lot of wig making tutorials on YouTube, so if you don't like mine, you can check out a few others that may be more detailed. And there you go. Okay guys, so I promised I'd come back when I got halfway done with the piece. So this is just one bundle of hair, and this is a 12-inch kinky curly hair. Like I said, I'm about halfway done with the hair. It's not tangling, and the only part that was shedding was when I cut the weft, because like I said, I wanted to make it to where if the wind blew or if I put it in a ponytail, you couldn't see the other tracks. So what I did was I went around the wig and I sewed a track underneath the band of the wig. So that will be the nape of the neck of the mannequin. No tracks, and it's pretty empty at the top, because like I say, I only did one bundle, and that made me actually halfway finish, and that was just one bundle of 12-inch, because the hair is double wefted. It's super curly, super thick, so Probably when I sew the 10 in, I won't even 10-inch on, I won't even have room for the 8-inch. So again, this is the front. I put an 8-inch track in the front. When I put more hair up here, it'll fill in more. I may go under and sew a 10-inch track, because the 10-inch track is longer and I'll be able to put it in a ponytail better. So that's basically it for now. Okay, you guys, so I'm getting ready to close the top of the wig off. As you can see, the tracks at the top are really close. This is about all the space I have left. I can put my finger in it. What you want to do is, once you get close to the top, you want to start sewing through the track that you're using to close, and the track that's just before it. You want to stick the needle through the track that's just before it and pull it through. What that does is it pulls both tracks together to make them closer and more stable. You want to go in under the track, pull a thread, same thing again. You want to keep your thread closely together so your thread won't be showing when you close the tracks off. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm kind of talking low. As you can see, I'm just sewing until it closes. That's the thing I like about curly hair, because if you make a mistake, you can just tease it with a comb and it'll cover up your mistakes. And it's basically closed right now, but as you can see, you can still see the two tracks. So what I like to do is either fold the track over and sew it down, or take the corner of the track and bring the needle through and sew the tracks together. And this wig I'll be using for my graduation, which is one day away, and I'll have on a graduation cap, so it doesn't really matter how the top looks, but I'm going to be wearing a hair for a while, so I just want it to look neat. I'm going to take this very end of the track, stick the needle through it, go through the little cap, and then through another track. And that just closes it out perfectly. You can barely see that track. Somebody tall has to be standing over you, or someone annoying has to be standing directly over you, looking directly down at your scalp. Some people do that. I'm just going to do that one more time. If I can get the needle through. The thing with curly hair too, it always gets caught in the thread. So once you work that out, just pull. You gotta cut the thread, tie 2 knots, like so. get really close. And cut that excess thread off. And there you have it, a full head of makeup.